श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। ॐ मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्त कौमुदीयं विरच्यते। अ इ उन् ऋल् ऋक् ए ओङ् ऐ औच् हयवरट् ळण् ञमङणनं झभै घढधश् जबगडदश् खफछठथ चटतौ कपै शसर् हल् इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि. Okay. So, yesterday we were discussing the Maheshvara Sutras. And before starting the commentary upon Maheshvara Sutra, I asked you a doubt. A question actually. Question is, this a, e, u, a, e, un, in this, there is a plus e plus u. Normally what we do is we do sandhi. When there is a and e, we do sandhi. But here, we didn't do that sandhi. Why? That was not answered properly in Balamanorama. He was explaining other things, but we didn't get the answer, proper answer. So in Tattvabodhini, he explains it beautifully. He says, the sandhi karya does not happen. Okay. Then not just that, there is another question I raised. See, that is how we read when we study Sanskrit or any language. We read the alphabets, and in Devanagari we read it as and there is no there is only e. When asked about that, we said later we will understand it later. Also encompasses all the other characters, other alphabets of other variants of The variance means udata, anudata, swarita, then anunasika, then on the top is rasva dirgha pluta. So rasva dirgha pluta, and then below it we have anunasika, and below each one we have below each one we have a rasva dirgha pluta, below each we have a udata, anudata, swarita, and below each we have these anunasika. So each section has 6 3s 18. So 18, all the 18 characters. When I say avarna means it encompasses all the 18 characters. When I say e, it also includes e and the pluta e. All. Okay. So that's a very intelligent scheme. Very good. What about the first question? Why didn't we do the sandhi? So the first answer is sandhi. Doing sandhi is possible, but the problem is we will not be able to distinguish the characters. When I say a plus e plus u, we will not be able to distinguish the characters. What is this representing? We will not be able to understand. This is one reason. The other reason, some people also claim that it is not just for that reason we didn't do sandhi. These are in the chadi gana. Chadi gana means cha adi, chakaradi. So in the chadi gana, chava, etc., in that gana, all these characters are there. So in the chadi gana, chadayo satve, big makes it asatvarthe chadayo asatve. In that meaning, or chadayo satve. In that meaning, it gives the meaning of a name of nipata. What is nipata? Nipata ekaj anang ang varjita. Other than ang, the other single voweled word, not character, word I am talking about. A single voweled word is a nipata. Cha is single vowel. Cha means and. Va means or, choice. Right? So these are single vowel word. So all these single voweled word will be called as nipata. And because they are referred to as nipata, we give it pragrihya sanya. And because of pragrihya sanya, there is a prakritivat bhava. Prakritivat bhava means there is no change absolutely when it is in conjunction with some other character. That is why a plus e does not become sandhi. Okay, this is the answer given. Now again coming to the other question. Why didn't you, when I say it means it also encompasses all the 18 characters. Okay, e also. Why? Savarna. Because we are going to read here, we have studied that in Adi Lagu and Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi, Savarna. So we gave a Savarna Sanya, similar characters. Okay. So that is why when I say all the Savarnas of will be included. When I say E, the Savarna of E also will be included. When I say U, okay, I know, I understand. Continue it. No, you don't understand. Let me specifically say it. When I say inclusive of all the others. When I say E, it also includes the Savarna. When I say U, it also includes the Savarna. When I say R, that is where the problem is. Varnayoho mithasavarnyam vachyam. If you remember, we read this Vartika. In this Vartika, he very clearly proclaimed, Vartikara said, Vachyam, you should have said this. What should I said? What should I have said that? What should have been said? He says, Varnayoho mithaha between one another. Mithaha between one another. Varnayoho. In between R and R, Savarnyam Vachyam. You should have said Savarna. You missed it. There, Vartikara very clearly declared the Savarnya for R and R. When I declare R and R as Savarna, then Rilrik. Why Rilrik? R should be inclusive of R. As A is inclusive of all the other variants of A, R should be inclusive of all the other variants of R, not just R, also R, because it's Savarna. For that, this is the answer. It is said in the Tattvabodhini Tika, Rilrivarnayoho Savarnyatva Anityatam Nyapayitum. So why he has specifically said R and R individually? Because this Savarna which Vartikara proclaims is not always. That is not a rule. It's an exception. So you don't have to follow the Savarna rule always between R and R. That is the idea here. Okay. So next. No. Okay, sir. I understood all that other things. Now next, what is that? Chaturdasha Sutranam Nakaradi Antavarnanam Itsanya Pratignata Esha Antya Itaha Iti. See, you did proclaim, declare that this is what I am going to establish. What is your aim? Esha Antya Itaha. The final characters of these 14 sutras will be Ita. It. Given the name It. Chaturdasha Sutranam Madhye, among the 14 sutras, Nakaradi Antavarnanam, the final characters like in, ik, etc., It Sanya Pratignata. You declared it will be given the name It with this statement, Esha Mantya Itaha. Okay, fine. Tadanupapanam. That is impossible. Why? It's my wish. I want to give it a name It. Who are you to ask? People give their name stupid, their kids stupid names, name without any meaning. My kid, who are you to ask? So my text, who are you to ask? That can be a logic, but that then you will not be giving any respect to the text. So he says, wait, why are you saying it is anupapannam? It is impossible. It is not possible. It is not probable. It is improbable here. It is not at all possible to give the name it to these characters. Why? Tesham hi halantiviti sutrene itsanya vaktavya. You should have to say vaktavya. You should have to say itsanya for them. Tesham itsanya halantimiti sutrena, through the sutra of Halantyam. Yes, right. Halantyam. Upadeshe antyamal hit syat. We studied that the final character of the final character in the Upadesha, Upadesho Adyocharam, the first pronounced words of Panini, etc. So that is Upadesha. Dhatu, Unadi, etc. We studied this shloka also in Adi Lagu and Lagu. So Halantyam will be giving the name it for the final characters. You understood, right? You are qualified. Now he says, wait. Tacha Sutram hal padarthatva avagama uttaram eva pravrittim arhati. Halantyam, that sutra can be applicable only after you understand what hal is. What is hal? All the consonants. All the vowel is ach. All the consonant is hal. So the I, E, un consonant, ril, rik, ik consonant, a, ong, ing consonant. So all the consonants that ends with consonant, that is what Halantyam means. Right? So Halantyam, that is where he is coming to. He says, only after understanding what hal means, you can apply this sutra. What's your problem actually? Come explain that. Etad hal sanya cha haliti sutre lakarasya itsanyayam satyam adirantena saheta iti sutrena vakatvatsya. See, hal, this sanya which encompasses all the consonants. Now only after declaring the hal, the lakara as it by the Halantya Sutra, you can say hal means all the consonants. How? Adirantena saheta. Adihi antyena ita sahita. Adihi, the first character, final character, along with the middle characters, that name you gain. An, ach, al, etc. So hal, the lakara should be made it by Halantyam, and Adirantena Sayata will be giving you the name hal. Do you get the understanding? See, Halantyam says the lakara is it, the final character is it. That is done. Adirantena Sayata says ha till il is the code which encompasses all the characters in between, all the consonants. Okay? Now, haliti sutre lakarasya itsanyam cha halantimiti sutrena eva vachya. In that final sutra, hal, the lakara should be made it. Only if you make the lakara it of the final sutra, you can say this to that, this ha to that il becomes hal, all the consonants. So that it should be said through Halantyam. Itra sutrena eva vachya. Only through this sutra you have to explain, establish that. Yes, sir. Right. Evam cha haliti sutre lakarasya itsanyayam satyam. Now in that final sutra, when you have made the lakara as it, you declare that lakara as it through Halantyam. Adiranteniti hal sanya siddho Halantyamiti sutra pravruti. The Adirantena Sayata will give you the knowledge of ha till il, all the consonants. Okay, then Halantyam will be applicable. Do you understand? Do you understand? Halantyam should say the final characters it. Adirantena Saheta should say ha to il is hal. Then Halantyam should say, then only the Halantyam sutra could be understood. Halantyam, Antyam hal itsyat. Now he says, Halantyam iti sutra pravritti. Halantyam iti sutrena, because Halantyam, that hal is the pratyahara, the code, ha to il. How did you know? First, this lakara is made it by Halantyam. And Adirantena Sayata gave you the characters in between. Now that hal is used in the Halantyam. Halantyam declares il as it, and that hal is used as a Halantyam after applying the Adirantena Sayata Sutra. You didn't understand? Don't worry. With this statement, you will be easily understanding this. Halantyam iti sutra. Halanti iti sutrena hal sutre lakara se sanyayam adirantena sahitayate hal sanya siddhi. Iti evam halantyam iti sutrena hal sutre lakara se sanyayam. Halantya, with this sutra, if you have declared the final characters it, then adirantena sahita could be applied. Only after applying adirantena you can understand Halantyam sutra. Only after applying the Halantya Sutra, you can understand Adirantena Sutra. Did you get it? Ha, ya, vara, hal. So, ha, ya, vara till hal, all the characters are gained through Adiyantena Saheta. And that is done only after declaring the final characters it. And that is done by Halantyam. And that hal, Adirantena Saheta, which gave you the code hal, is used in Halantyam. If I have to understand Halantyam, I have to understand Adirantena Saheta. If I have to understand Adirantena Saheta, I have to know Halantyam. You get it? So that he says, iti anayoho Halantyam, iti evam Halantyam Adirantena iti anayoho paraspara sapekshatvena anyonyashriyat ashriyatvat abodaha. So this is a catch-22 situation. Only if you understand Halantyam, you will be able to understand Adirantena Sahita Sutra. Only if you are understanding Adirantena Sahita, you will be able to apply Halantyam Sutra. So, Halantyam Sutra and Adirantena Sutra are expecting each other. It's a catch-22 situation. First, let them become right, and I will become right. This is how the whole world functions. Let others do it properly. Then I will also do it properly. If you start doing, then the others, no, let others change. Then I will change also. That is a stupid logic we apply. This is Anyonyashraya dosha. I use this is based in Sanskrit. I use a normal colloquial way when we used to study in schools. Nowadays, they don't give this punishment in schools. If you are naughty or if you don't do things properly, then the teacher will make you and the other person, whoever it is, the other person, to stand and hold on to each other's ears. You have to hold on to the other person's ears, and the other person will hold on to your ear. And you have to do sit-ups. Sit and stand, holding on the other. And not just that, while doing that, you have to say, I am spoiled because of you, you are spoiled because of me. This is in the local language they say, I am spoiled because of you and you are spoiled because of me. Both have to say this. Now, similar situation is this Adirantena Sahita and Halantyam. Only if you understand Halantya, you will be able to understand Adyantina. Only if you understand Adyantina, you will be able to understand Halantya. Only if you apply Halantya, you can apply Adyantina Sahita. Only if you apply Adyantina Sahita, you can apply Halantya. This is a situation. There is interdependence. Interdependence, there are different stages of defects. This is a defect. This is defect number 2. First defect is self-dependence, Atma Shraya Dosha. If something is dependent upon oneself, then it is called as Atma Ashraya Dosha. This is the easy definition we have. So, Nyaptikatvam is Atma Ashraya Dosha. Anyonya Ashraya Dosha definition is so Nyaptikatvam. So, the more you add Nyapti, it becomes a different defect. So, the third is Chakraka Dosha. First is self-dependence. Second is interdependence. One dependent on other. Third is a cyclic. One dependent on the other dependent on something else dependent upon the one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is cyclic effect. And if you are going to add one more Nyapti, Swanyaptikatvam, Swanyaptikatvam, Nyaptikatvam, Nyapti. You don't have to add too many Nyaptis. 3 level is enough. Why? The 4th level is Anavastha Dosha. Nyaptikatvam is Anavastha Dosha. Then you do not need any more Nyapti. Meaning there is a regress ad infinitum defect. There is no limit to it. It just goes on and on and on. So, we are in the defect of interdependence because for Halantyam, Adirantena Seta. For Adirantena Seta, Halantyam, there is a problem. So, he says, Iti, Halantyam iti, Evamcha, Hal Sanyam, Anupajivya Eva, Hal Sutre, Lakarasya, Kenachit Sutrena, It Sanyam, Abodhitva, Halantyamiti, Halam, Itsanyam, Bodhanam, Paninihi, Ayukta, Paninihi, Ayuktam. Now, why are you confused? Let me give a simple solution. This Halantyam, the final character should be made it, right? Okay. Antyavarna itaha, Maheshvare Antyavarnaha itaha. This is my sutra. In Maheshvara Sutras, Maheshvara Sutras, Antyavarnaha, the final characters, itaha or it. It sanyakaha, if you want to make it very clear. In Maheshvara Sutra, all the final characters are made it. I make a sutra, therefore I declare the final characters as it. Now there is no problem in Halantyam, applying Halantyam. Without expecting the it from Halantyam, I can apply the it through some other sutra and then use this Halantyam. There is no problem. If you say that is not what Panini intended, Panini Ayuktam, it is not what Panini intended. Therefore, iti ashankya. Having this doubt, he says, Hal sanyam anupajivya eva it hal sutre lakarasya it sanya vidhatum halantamiti sutram dviravritya prathama sutram upakshipati. Hal sanyam anupajivya eva. Without expecting the hal sanya, all the consonants, without expecting the hal sanya, without depending upon the hal sanya, anupajivya. Upajivya means depending. Anupajivya means without depending. Jivi means to live because of it, shadow existence. Okay, so without depending upon the hal sanya consonants, at sanya vowels. Okay, without depending upon the hal sanya, hal sutre lakarasya it sanya vidhatum. To declare the lakara as hal in the Hal Sutra. Hal Sutra means the 14th Sutra. Hal Sutra is the 14th Sutra. In that 14th Sutra, that lakara should be made it. Through which Sutra? Halantyam. Iti Sutram. Halantya Sutra. But Halantya is all the from ha to il, right? So, wait. Iti Dviravritya. Dviravritya. Repeating it twice. Prathama Sutram Upakshipati. He is throwing in the first Sutra. You understand? So, there are two sutras. When I say Halantyam, it is not one sutra. It is basically two sutras. Hasya il hal cha hal cha. Hasya il hal cha. There are two hals. Hasya il is hal and hal. Two hals. Hal and hal. Hal and hal are made one. With Sarupanam Ekasesha Eka Vibhaktau. Remember this sutra. There is one Rama, two Ramas, multiple Ramas. When there are two or multiple Ramas, I just throw other Rama word and I use only one Rama word. And with that one Rama word, I am including the dual case or plural case. Right? Ramaha. Ramau, Ramaha. So when I say Ramau, I mean multiple Ramas, not Rama, Krishna, etc. Multiple Ramas. When I say Shivaha, I mean multiple Shivas. Okay? Dual Ramaha, Ramau, dual Ramas, and multiple Shivas or multiple Ramas, Ramaha, whichever. Now, here, Hal refers to two hal. Hasya il and hal. But wait. If hal refers to two hal, then it should be halau. Who are you cheating? You can't cheat me. We know. It, itau, itaha. Only yesterday you taught us. If not earlier. Right. I taught you right. There is something else which I didn't explain yesterday. This you have to learn today. Multiple words or two or more words can be compressed in one word. It is always possible to do that. Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Some name. Mr. and Mrs. X. Instead of saying Mr. and Mrs. nowadays they say X's have come. Not X's. X's. Kumars have come. Kumars have come. When I say Kumars have come, Mr. and Mrs. Kumar have come. That is the idea. Right? So, Kumars. Simple. One word. It has taken care of both Kumars. Mr. and Mrs. Similarly, it is possible to bring in plural in one word. Singular. It is possible. How? Jati, Jatya Eka Vachanam, there is a rule. Jati, to refer to a class of something, you can say singular. Bring in the Brahmin. Let the Brahmin come. First, let the Brahmin come. I didn't say Brahmins. I say, let the Brahmin come. So, who is Brahmin in that group? You allow that person. You understand? This is Jatya Ekavachanam. Referring to a class, you can refer that it in singular. That is how hal is said. Halcha in jati, singular. In class, singular is said. Therefore, halantyam. Okay? Halantyam. Iti prathama sutram upakshipti. The first sutra is thrown in halantyam. The first sutra is halantyam. Ekapadam sutram. We'll come to that. That's Tika. We'll come to the Tika, Balamanorma. First sutra. Halantyam. Repeat. Halantyam. Halantyam. Hal antyam. Halantyam. Two pada sutra. Just said Ekapada. We'll come to that later. Two pada sutra. Hal antyam. Hal is a singular. Prathama Ekavachana. Antyam is also prathama ekavachana, first person singular, first person singular. We know how to understand the first person singular because if it ends with a consonant, generally it is first person singular. Hal, Antyam, two padas, which says in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi you read Upadeshe Antyam Hal Itsyat. In the Upadesha, the final consonant is given the name It. What is Upadesha? Teaching. Who's teaching? Adya Ucharana. The first pronounced words of whom? Of Panini, etc. The Acharyas. What are they? The sutras, Maheshvara Sutra, Dhatu, Unadi, all these. We saw that. Okay, we'll be seeing it here again. Now, that is Halantyam. Hal iti sutre antyam itsyat. Now, that is not very tika here. Upadeshe antyam hal itsyat. Here he says hal iti sutre. Hal iti sutre antyam itsyat. Get it carefully. Hal iti sutre. Where is Hal Sutra? We didn't study that sutra, right? This is the first sutra we are starting. Halantyam. If you see, read in bracket, what has he said? Pra Sutra, Prathama Sutra. This is the first sutra. There is one number also there. So, Pra Su is not Prathama here. Pra is a Pratyahara Sutra. What is that? Pratyahara. Pra means Pratyahara. Here. Pratyahara Sutra 14. The 14th Sutra. What is the 14th Sutra? Hal. Okay. In that 14th Sutra, Hal, the final character Lakara is It. That is what this Halantyam Sutra teaches you. What does Halantya Sutra teach you? The final character of the final Sutra is It. Okay. Now. Adirantena Saheta. We come to that Sutra. Now, Halantyam. Ekapadam Sutram. We saw Hal, Antyam. Hal is Prathama Ekavachana, Antyam is Prathama Ekavachana. Dvipada. Now what does he say? Ekapadam Sutram. That is why wantedly I stopped it here. Ekapadam Sutram. I read it also. Why? To make this confusion. We studied Dvipada. It is Dvipada. Now here it says Ekapada. Is it Ekapada or Dvipada? You have to understand what Halantya is. Halantya is Hali Antyam Halantyam. Hali Antyam Halantyam. Hali, seventh case. In the Hal Sutra, Antyam, the final character is It. That is the Vigraha. Hali Antyam, seventh case. Hasya il Hal, Sashti Tatpurusha. Here he is not accepting Sashti Tatpurusha. He is taking Saptami. So he says, Shaundadehe Akriti Ganatvat Saptami Shaundahiti Saptami Samasa. He is bringing the Saptami Samasa. You can also take Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa. There is no issue. Saptami Samasa. How? Saptami Shaundaihi. There is a sutra. Saptami Shaundaihi in the Shaunda. Whatever words are there in the Shaunda Gana. Shaunda is a Gana, is a group of words. Shaunda, etc. With all the words Shaunda, etc. It's Akruti Gana. Akruti Gana means the final group. Does not mean whatever is not there in another group, you throw into that. That's not general idea. The groups that is again grouped in subset in that group. Okay. In that, this word is specified. Therefore, we decline it. Decline it in seventh case. That is why he says Saptami Shaundaihi iti Saptami Samasaha. We bring in the seventh compound word, seventh case compound word. Supsupa iti Samasova. Or you can bring in Hasyacha Supsupa Subantam Subantena Samasyate. That way also. Supsupa. That also is possible. One super, bring it, compound it with another sutra. Halantyam iha sutra param. When I say hal, in this hal pada, in this halantyam, this hal pada, this hal character, the word, hal pada, the hal word, use properly usable word. That hal pada is a sutra. It refers to the sutra. Hal pada refers to the 14th sutra. It is not a sanya. It is a sutra. Remember, there is a distinction. If I say sanya, ha to il. If I say sutra, only the final sutra, hal. Okay? Now, iti sutra param. Upadesha Janunasgit iti Puru Sutrat it ityanvartate. How do you know it is it? There is no it character here. So the word here. So Upadeshe Ach Anunasika it. There is a sutra which we will be seeing later. So Upadeshe Ach Anunasika it. From that the it is carried forward. It's in the previous sutra. We carry forward that it word. Hantyam, hal, antyam, it. Syat, we add that syat. Iti Puru Sutra Tanvartate. Tadaha haliti sutre ityadina. It syaditi. So, haliti sutra. In this hal sutra, the final character is it. Lakara is it. It sanyakaha syaditi arthaha. It gets the name it. That's the idea. Sanya prastavat. Why do you say it sanyakaha syat? Because we are talking about sanya. This is sanya prakarana. Sanya prastavat means we have started declaring the sanyas. We have started to learn about sanyas because this topic is sanya, name. Therefore, it is referring to the name, hal. It is the name, not hal. It is the name. Okay. Evamcha anena sutrena hal sutre lakarasya it sanyam anupajivya eva it sanya siddhi. So without expecting it through some other sutra, the final lakara is declared as it by Halantya Sutra itself. Iti bhavaha. This is the idea. This is the first interpretation of a Halantyam. Second, because there are two Halantyas, two Halantya Sutra. This is the first meaning of Halantya Sutra. The second meaning of Halantya Sutra can be understood only after understanding Adirantena Sahita. So therefore, he goes to the next sutra. No, astu. Hal Sutra Lakara Set Sanya. Let there be this Hal Sutra in that Lakara, let it be it. Fine. In the Hal Sutra. Fine. Tata kim videta. So what? Adirantena Saheta. Adirantena Saheta. Antena, not antena. Adirantena Saheta. Adirantena Saheta. Adihi Antyena Saheta is Adirantena Saheta. Adihi Antyena Saha Ita. Adihi Prathama Ekavachana. Then Antyena Ramena. Antyena is a Tritiya Ekavachana. Saha Avyaya. Ita Antyena Ita. Antyena Ita. So they are complementary. Therefore, it is also Ita is also third case. It plus ta. Chutu. It plus a. Ita. Simple. Okay. So so he says, Antyena ita sahitaha adi madhyaganam swasya cha sanyasyat. Antyena ita sahita adihi. Antyena with the final character it sahita adihi. The first character along with the final character, the first character gets the name. Swasya cha sanyasyat. It gets the name. For what? Swasya cha madhyaganam cha. For whatever the beginning character and the in-between characters. Okay. So when I say ach, it means a till ich. All the characters, including a. Okay. When I say an, it includes a, I, u. leaving out in. So he says an ityadina. Ante bhavah antyah. How did antya come? Ante bhava tatra bhavah yat pratyaya ant plus ya ant plus yat ant plus ya antyam again. So ant plus ya antya subutpatti antyam. Okay, now antya or antyah here. Ante bhava antyah. So तेन इता सहित उच्चार्यमाणः आदिः अन् अच् इत्यादिः रूपः संज्ञा इत्यर्थः. So तेन इता, so that final character along with it, whatever adi character you are pronouncing, inclusive of the in between characters, that is the name. Adi antya ita sahita is the name, sanya, like an ach ityadi. Why do you give it the name sanya? Because why not something else? An ach al ityadi. Why not something else? Because we are talking about sanya prastavat. But what is adi and what is antya? Adi antyena, what is first and what is last? What does that mean? So he says tatra yasmat puram nasti param asti sa adihi, yasmat param nasti puram asti so antahiti adyantavat sutre bhashyam. Adyantavat ekasmin, in that sutra, in the bhashya of that sutra, adyantavat ekasmin is very clearly specified what is adi and what is anta. What is adi? Adi is yasmat purvam nasti param asti, for which there is nothing prior to it, but later to it there are things, there are many characters. That is adi. Antya means for which there are many prior characters or prior things, but no things later after it. That is antya. Nothing before, only after is adi. Nothing after, only before is antya. Simple logic. So that is what he is explaining you. Tat iha adyanta shabdabhyam madhyagaha akshipyante. Now, when I say adi and anta, I say and in is sanya. For what? And in is sanya for a. E and in is sanya for e. What? An is sanya for a, e, u, right? Yes, you study properly. But if I don't include the in between characters, then when I say an, it means a. Do you get it? So I have to include the in between characters. That is akshepalabhya. That is why he said akshipyante. Akshepalabhya means there is expectancy. When I say the first character and the final character, the in between character are expected to be there. That is why ataha tesham sanyeti labhyate. That is why the sanya is for the first character till the final character, inclusive of things in between. Do you get it? That is the idea. Swam rupam iti purvasutrat swam iti anuvartate. See, in the vritti he has said swam, swasya cha. Where did you get that swasya? Swam rupam shabdasya shabda sanya. From that, swam is carried forward, but swam became swasya. How? It is in first case or second case, that is transferred. That is in first case swam. That is transferred into sixth case. You can do that for comfortability. So, swasya cha iti tacha sashtyantataya vipranamyate. That is converting into sixth case, transferring itself into sixth case, transforming itself into sixth case. That is why we have swasya cha. Tad etadaha antyena itta ityadi swasya cha iti. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.